eBay's third quarter profits came in higher than expected. So did overall revenue. Emily, you tell me, if the headline for eBay's quarter was so good, how come eBay's stock fell 10% this week?
Well, eBay's no aducanumab bad, right?
Wow.
Aducanumab? So to say that they beat expectations, well, expectations were pretty low, and the revenue growth is actually flat year over year. So I think the stock's down largely because, look, earnings per share is down 50% year over year. Net income's down 57% year over year. And the only reason it's not more is because the company's spending money on share buyback. So the core marketplace platform has been lingering for a while now. What's really interesting with eBay is that they have really strong activist investors on their board. So representatives from Elliott Management and Starboard Value. They've ousted the CEO recently, put in a new CEO. It looks like they're pushing to divest the StubHubs and classifieds business. Those are the only businesses that are really growing within eBay. They think they can get eBay, I would say, back to its glory days. I'm not sure if it's ever going to be back to its glory days, but they're thinking that they can extract more shareholder value with those businesses divested. So it's going to be interesting to watch to see if that happens in the near future.
As we head into the holiday quarter, it's interesting to me that eBay, at least from an advertising and promotional standpoint, is positioning itself as almost like Etsy. They're positioning themselves as this is the place where you can get stuff that you can't get on Amazon or Walmart, Target, that sort of thing. I'm assuming that's not working so far if, the other parts of the business are the ones that are actually growing.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting you draw that comparison because a lot of people who were selling on eBay have actually moved over to Etsy. And it's part of what's contributed to Etsy's amazing growth. So it's not to say that eBay is dead in the water, but it's definitely not had the type of growth that Etsy has seen. Even their GMV on the eBay platform has fallen 5% year over year. So they really need to go back to those days of getting growth. The problem is that, all of their sellers and most of their customers have really left for bluer pastures. Greener pastures.
Bluer skies and greener pastures.
I think at this point, eBay would settle for even just bluer pastures. Speaking of eBay's glory days, PayPal, third quarter profits and revenue came in higher than expected. PayPal stock down a bit from its highs, Jason, but payment volume is growing. The Venmo division also growing nicely.
Yeah, I think there are probably a lot of folks out there wondering if they just missed the boat on this one, and I would say no. We like
part of me was hoping you'd say, yeah, you have. Sorry, everybody.
I'm going to be a little bit more glass half full here for you folks out there. We like businesses that generate those repeat purchases, repeat transactions. Clearly, this is one of them. And they have, what could be a massive potential tailwind forming here in the coming decade. But let's look at some of the numbers here that matter most for the company. Added 9.8 million new active accounts. Total active accounts now up to 295 million. That was up 16% for the quarter. 3.1 billion payment transactions, up 25%. Total payment volume of $179 billion flowing through that network. That was up 27%. And to your question on Venmo there, that part of the business drove more than $27 billion in total payment volume, up 64%, and actually on a $400 million annual revenue run rate. So that is becoming an actual part of the business now, which is exciting. Back to that tailwind, you remember we talked about this a little bit ago, the GoPay acquisition that they recently made. That's the Chinese payment processor. That is going to open them up to the Chinese market in processing payments and transactions in China, which has been a very difficult hurdle for a lot of these payments companies to clear. I think there are a number of reasons why PayPal was considered. They certainly have made a lot of innovation in the space in a short amount of time, spend a lot on compliance and risk management. I think the benefits were seen there, and consequently, PayPal appears to be moving in a very similar direction as Visa, which is good.
It's 4 times the size of eBay. It's been only 4 years since it was spun out from eBay.
It's pretty amazing. When you look at the performance, and we'll talk more as these other companies announce, but the payment sector is so nice. It's just an attractive space.